shade houses have a shade of about 80%, so only 20% comes in. We never get foot candles of sun, more than 10,000 foot candles here in Hilo. In a rare June day, we can get maybe 10,000 to maybe just below 12,000 for a while. This is called Kalapana. Very popular. But a Kalapana actually didn't have the green on it when it came to us first. But when we started growing it ourselves, this first planting here came out with a space that had a green cap on it.
Oh,
see,
okay.
the petal, what people would call the petal part, is actually a modified leaf. And it's really a precious variety. That one too. See, we got this is lavender, but it's a little different from the first batch that came out. And this one, that I guess we call that tropic lime. The others previous delivery. It's all cinder, and this block, I've got about maybe 3 feet of cinder here. I've hauled it all the way from Kapoho, and that way I don't have to always be. This is semi-epiphytic. In other words, it's air plant almost, and because you see all the roots that it has, even the aerial roots. It really started in 1870, anthuriums in Hawaii. You know, Moana Loa Park in Honolulu. It was developed by one of the wealthier families in about 1870. Had connections in England, and they were able to acquire anthurium plants from England. And you know, and this is 1870, but in 1850 was the Industrial Revolution, and the main thing for the English were they could have steam now, and when you have steam, you want to start hot water and all that thing. You have boilers. When you have boilers, you have heat, and that's how the Europeans started to. And when they started to be able to grow tropicals, they started sending people out to places like Brazil, and even as far as Guatemala. And these horticulturists brought back a lot of these things, orchids included.
I didn't know they get so tall.
Oh, they'll get, about anybody's height.
Really?
And sometimes we stake with bamboo stakes. We keep the, for us, because we are having to harvest, we keep it for about maximum 5 years in the ground.
Oh, really?
Starts with about a 6-inch tall plant in a pot, and we do the grow out first in our greenhouses up in Kyrgyzstan. Then we bring it down here. This is called tropic ice. Many of the varieties we have, just like it was taken from that garden, Mauna Loa Garden in Honolulu. We have it from our local breeders. A lot of the plantation workers, you know, they had access to bagasse as a media when they were the sugar plantations, and most of them were working there. And they would take bagasse. I started out using fiber from the sugar cane. But every 5 months you have to redo the mulching, I guess, for one better term. We're getting into some of this calathea. This variety started to mention is I named it Leilani, and the breeder, a friend of mine, he calls it NPR, but that sounds like a communist group. So I told him, I'm going to rename your plant. You mind? Because you don't know how to name things. That was a coarse thing to say, but they're good friends. And I gave it the name Leilani for her. Not too original, but these are about 4 years old now. I think we're gonna...
They're almost my height.
Yeah, and we use it for large and extra large. A large flower is at least 4 inches wide cross section, and an extra large is, you know, about 5 inches and so on. We've got about 4 sizes. A variety called Tropic Fire. It's like an invention of our breeder. A little different here. I want to experiment with greenhouses rather than shade houses.
When did you start this one?
About 20 years ago.
And what's the difference in how they grow?
You don't have damage on the flowers. Less insects, easier to control, but much more expensive. We have to prune our plants too, see. So, otherwise there's too many leaves and you get too many crooked stems because they cannot see the sun. Rain!
Yeah. Not very good.
This is ant flower of Florida. These are pot plants. We have indoor plants that we sell as pot plants.
Pretty, thank you. They love it.
And those belong to the USDA. I let them use this, you know, just to back it. And they mix up seeds from different strains. Maybe Pisium, Rhizoctonia, and immune to certain fungus for leaves and for roots. And then they come and we don't let flowers come out. But there's another greenhouse down further, closer to the USDA laboratory. And then they let the flowers come out, and you can see this variety is working. These have all been treated with resistant things. And that's the bio. And there are people who don't like biogenetics. So we almost got involved in that. A few years ago, that was a big issue.
How many acres do you have here?
Well, I got the 1, 2, that's 20, 40, 60. I had 80. I sold that one to a Japanese doctor. But I got guys living here.
Really?
That's good. These are beautiful.
Unfortunately, we have that kind of burglars here. We are on this small island.
Yeah. It's everywhere.
Leahi diamond head. This is a collective Leahi, this variety. University. Oh yeah. Only thing of red turns orange, huh? And some of this goes to Susan.
Oh, this
Susan's nursery. We ship.
This all goes to Susan.
Yeah, we save most of the good stuff for her.
This is absolutely
I'm glad I built this building because I got tired of getting wet with this weather.
In a shade house, we'd be soaked.
Huh?
In a shade house, we'd be soaked.
Oh yeah. When I was younger, it didn't bother me. I want the rest of it.
What happened to the whole?
This is what we call obake.
Oh.
But somebody ate the tip of the nose. Here, here's a better picture of them.
All right, thank you.
You could